I was just live in my Facebook group about essential oils, talking about caffeine and energy. And while I was talking, decided to, oh, Facebook is building me a live audience. Probably not much of my audience is on right now because it's the middle of the day, but that's okay. You can watch it later. And forgive the camera angle. I hope I'm not upside down. I'm trying my phone turned on the side to get a bigger picture, because when then I put it on my YouTube channel, it makes it tiny and I don't like it. So if the camera angle's weird, or if I'm like looking not to the camera, it's totally because of that. So we're gonna talk about hi Don, we're gonna talk about getting rid of sports drinks, and we're gonna talk about it for kids, right? So I was at softball practice last night, which if you know me personally, we're at some sort of sports practice 5 nights a week, and then we have games all day on Saturday. So, but I was at practice listening to one of the coaches and one of the parents talk about how they prepare their kids for games on Saturday. And mind you, my kids are 5 and 8, and this was the 8 to 10-year-old team for softball. And they were talking about how starting on Thursdays for Saturday games, they begin doing things like only allowing Gatorade all day long, maybe some water here and there, but really encouraging the kids to drink Gatorade all day long on Thursday and Friday to hydrate them and prepare them for games on Saturday. Now, most Saturdays we do have a double header, so that's a solid 3 hours in the 100-degree Texas heat. So that's a lot, but it's a lot for the parents. And a lot of our girls also play soccer, so that's another hour of just running in the Texas heat, which we're 2 days from fall right now, and it's still 100 degrees. I'm over it. But what I want to talk to you about is what that's doing to the body, and then also what you can do to change that, or other alternatives that you can use, a bunch of different alternatives, right? So first of all, anything that you're giving the kids that is essentially salty sugar water, which is what Gatorade and Powerade and a lot of these things are, is it's corroding their teeth, right? So unless they're drinking it through a straw, and even still, because of the way kids drink, it's probably corroding their teeth. So if we've got cavities and we've got rotten teeth, let's look at sodas as well as Gatorades, because a lot of people are like, I don't let my kids drink soda, but then they load up on Gatorade because they think it's healthy. It's not. And then you also have to look at the ingredients list. Gatorade, Powerade, all those drinks, they contain lots of sugar, lots of high fructose corn syrup. Those cause elevated insulin levels, even in children. And over time, what that does is you end up with an increased risk, well, a far increased risk of obesity, and then an increased risk of cancer, heart disease, diabetes, premature aging, arthritis, osteoporosis, because high fructose corn syrup and that much sugar prevents your body from absorbing the nutrients that they might be getting in their other food. So they're just a bad idea, right? Not to mention, unless, and you know, a lot of our kids train really, really hard, even at this age, for the sports that they partake in. Especially if you, I feel like that might be a Southern thing, but you know, athletics is really big from a young age. Unless your child is a really high level athlete, where they are practicing for hours and hours and hours a day, where they are really overexerting themselves, which that's probably a whole different conversation, but only those type athletes need to replenish their carbohydrates, their lost sugars, their lost minerals like sodium and potassium and magnesium immediately after a sporting event or practice. Those people are also the only people that need to pregame by preparing your body with those additional minerals. Or maybe, you know, a lot of experts recommend pre-gaming with like eating pasta the night before. You don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And like, again, if you're training for an Ironman, a triathlon, maybe a reason to do that. Okay. So what can you do to boost energy naturally? Lots of different things. First of all, the very best thing you can do is drink lots of water. Okay. Lots and lots of water, because water is what your body needs. It's what your body craves. Your body's 80% water. And that's the first go-to to replenish and to hydrate in preparation for some sort of sports exertion. And this really goes for adults too. I'm framing it in the reference of kids because of the conversation I overheard last night. And another thing you can do is use something like essential oils to help. Now, I'm a pretty big opponent of using a ton of essential oils on kids that are like, you never want to let your kids ingest essential oils, and you rarely want to use them undiluted on children, right? There's some things you can do to energize them before an athletic performance, like diffuse essential oils in the car on the way to the game, diffuse essential oils in their room the day leading up to the game. What you might use for that, peppermint. Let's see if you can see that. And that might be backwards for you, I'm not sure. And heck, like I said, I might be upside down. I'm not positive that I'm not, because I've never turned my camera sideways. And then lemon is another good one. So you want to think solar plexus chakra. That's your powerhouse. You want to think solar plexus chakra when you're picking out the essential oils. That one was open. Citrus, pretty much anything that goes. Citrus, mint, those are all going to be energy boosting, even for the kiddos. You can have them before game or at halftime, put some essential oil on their hands, rub it together, and then inhale. And that's a great way to use it. I wouldn't advise doing this with peppermint because it's going to sting, but you can drop a drop of one of the citrus oils on the very tippy top, the crown of their head, and that'll help during a game or on the way to a practice. If you're an adult, you can certainly put one drop, just one, because again, you're not looking for the benefit of ingesting, but the aromatic, hence aromatherapy, the aromatic benefit of the essential oil. So you can put one drop in a grown-up's cup. I wouldn't do that for kids. Now, I might let my kids have a sip of this, but I'm not going to doctor their drink with an essential oil. Certainly not kids under the age of 12. So hopefully that gives you some insights and some ways to boost energy for a game. Oh, other thing you can do, food, duh. So at halftime, give them oranges. That's one of the best things to give them before the game, a couple hours before the game. Give them complex carbohydrates and some simple carbohydrates too. Not juice, but fruit, like apples, plums, berries, oranges, always good. That's great for before the game. Then just before the game, have them eat something fatty. So macadamia nuts if they don't have an allergy. And then right after the game, don't pound them with more simple carbohydrates. That's when you want to eat eggs, fish, if you can get your kiddos to eat fish, chicken, beef, some sort of protein, okay? Also, sweet potatoes work great. They kind of fit into all of those categories, and even sweet potatoes with a little bit of drizzled honey. So I'm going to let you guys go because I've now been talking since I did the live stream in my group just a few minutes ago. I've now been talking for a long time. So you guys, please watch out. 7 p.m. tonight, I'm going to repost the live stream from the group. It's got tons of in-depth information, even how to kick caffeine to the curb using energetic techniques, essential oils, and all sorts of fun stuff. So hope to see you guys then. Bye.